Welcome to Strength for the Journey. This is your host, Trish, here to encourage you in your life, your walk, and your journey. God designed a map uniquely for you, and He has a plan for you every day to follow. More good news? You never walk alone. God is right there with you. Hello again. So glad you joined me. This is Trish. And I am going to pick up from where we left off last time with examining yourself. Steps to take when things go wrong. Those three categories. I'm going to share 4 with you today. But I'll remind you, the first one was the state of my health. Examine that. My present circumstances. Examine that. And then my present relationship to God. If you didn't hear that, go to the episode before this, and you'll hear that. And I'm going to read these verses again, which I shared with you the last podcast. Psalms 139, 23 and 24 says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." And I wanted to point out to you that the verses before that, as I was reading this again today, David is saying in verse 22, "I hate them with complete hatred. I count them my enemies." But then he realizes, hey, I need to search my own heart. I need to search where I'm at in my life, in my relationship to God. So that's why we're studying this, the state of your health, your present circumstances, your present relationship with God. And then number 4 today is, have I checked for self-defeating patterns? What has been said or done to me which made me feel sorry for myself? That's number 1. Next, about what past or present problem am I holding a grudge? And look at Matthew 18:35. The next one is, toward what people am I bitter? And Ephesians 4:32 talks about bitterness. The next one is, what is making me touchy and irritable? And then last, on checking for self-defeating patterns, is toward what people or about what circumstances would I like to explode? Now, here's a few things when you feel like exploding that might help you. First, take 10 deep breaths, increasing your intake of oxygen to burn off excessive adrenaline. Next, think objectively. Lord, is it true? Proverbs 23:12. Next is consider the source, but don't rationalize. Genesis 5:20. And then concentrate on listening. Be a good listener. Criticism can be a sign of progress. Next is remember that backbiting adds fuel to the fire. Proverbs 17:14. You've heard that before. Next one is guard against repaying evil for evil. 1 Peter 3:9. Next is be humble. We all make mistakes. Proverbs 20 and verse 9. How do you turn your explosive situations into constructive, beneficial ones? Be understanding. Try to identify elements in the person's background or makeup that makes them act like this. Next is make allowances when you can't understand. Ephesians 4:2. And next is be patient. How hard is it to be patient? It is almost impossible when we are in the midst of an explosion. But that first one, take those 10 deep breaths, and that's going to help you a lot. And, of course, ask God to help you. That's one of my go-tos. It's just a quick prayer sometimes. God, just help me with this situation. I'm so glad I got to share this with you today. It has really helped me. And this has been Trish. Thank you for joining. On Journey with You, this is Trish.